I remember one time at university, the lecturer kicked off the lecture by announcing we were going to be discussing language and sex. But then he clarified that by saying he meant sex as in the biological differences between man and woman, which upset me greatly. Because, being unlaid and sexually frustrated for most of my degree and believing the notion that at uni you're never more than 10 feet away from a couple getting it off. I just needed something else to make me think of sex. But it also made me think, is sex not the biggest cause of semantic narrowing? Like, take the words intercourse, erect, ejaculate. These are perfectly innocent words in some contexts, but because they have a sexual connotation, they will nearly always be heard sexually. Yes, coolest Ted's walled up fucking linguistics. If a word has a sexual connotation, it will nearly always be heard that way. Let me think of another example. Oh yeah, say you're a big YouTube anti-feminist with a following of little men with dubious views of women anyway. And say, I don't know, there's a feminist you don't like called Christy, and you start to call her Fisty. Now, you may argue there are a number of reasons you could call her that, some which may not have anything to do with sex. And yes, you may technically be true, but the connotation everyone will hear is the sexual one. Especially if some of your fan base already look at women as sexual objects. And talking of objects, even more especially when you use an image of a fist dildo in a video where you discuss her. So, while despite my superpowers, I am not psychic and cannot tell why you would decide to give someone a name like Fisty. What I can tell you is that why it's pretty obvious that most people will hear that name sexually. So, is it a term that will likely be heard sexually? Well, I say, speaking as a pervert myself, Yes, definitely. So stop calling her that.